Remember when Trump said this to a crowd of supporters?
I've given to Democrats. I've given to Hillary. I've given to everybody because that was my job. I got to give to them because when I want something, I get it. When I call, they kiss my ass. Okay? It's true. They kiss my ass.
And this at the first GOP presidential debate in 2015.
I will tell you that our system is broken. I give to many people. Before 2 months ago, I was a businessman. I give to everybody. When they call, I give. And you know what? When I need something from them, 2 years later, 3 years later, I call them. They are there for me. And that's a broken system.
So what'd you get from?
And he has even bragged to the Wall Street Journal about this in an interview, saying, quote, "As a businessman and a very substantial donor to very important people, when you give, they do whatever the hell you want them to do. And as a businessman, I need that." Well, it seems like Trump may be ending up on the opposite end of that transaction now. Fundraising for Trump's inauguration is expected to shatter records. It's projected to bring in $150 million, dwarfing his first inauguration, which broke records at $107 million. So with all this money flowing in before he even takes the oath of office, whose interests do you expect to win? Yours or the more than a dozen people who have plopped down $1 million? That list of more than a dozen donors include Ford, Intuit, Toyota, Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America, Goldman Sachs, General Motors, Bank of America, AT&T, Stanley Black & Decker, Amazon, Coinbase, Charter Communications, and Uber. That $1 million donor roster gives a whole new meaning to Trump's post that, quote, "everybody wants to be my friend." So what happened to the 2015 Trump who bragged about being the only candidate who didn't need donor money?
The RNC told us we have all donors in the audience, and the reason they're not loving me, the reason they're not loving me is I don't want their money. I'm going to do the right thing for the American public. I don't want their money. I don't need their money. And I'm the only one up here that can say that.
Some interesting facts here. Not only did Uber donate $1 million, but so did the CEO of that company, who gave another $1 million. Intuit donated $1 million after word that Doge was considering creating a free tax filing app. More than half of these companies made pledges previously to suspend or reconsider political action committee donations after January 6th. And for about a third of them, it marks the first time in a decade that they're supporting an inauguration fund. In case you're thinking this is cynical, have you ever seen the Inaugural Chart? Axios obtained a 7-page prospectus, all on the goodies donors to the Trump-Vance Inaugural Committee will receive. Depending on what you give, you will receive tickets to 9 different inaugural events. All the $1 million donations mentioned previously will receive tickets and accommodations for all events. Want to attend the victory rally or cabinet reception? Hope you got a spare $1 million lying around. Funny to think how Trump once complained about the donor class gobbling up all the tickets.
And by the way, let me just tell you, we needed tickets. You can't get them. You know who has the tickets I'm talking about to the television audience? Donors, special interest, the people that are putting up the money. So it is. The RNC told us we have all donors in the audience.
Now remember, these are just the short-term return on investment they'll receive. Will Trump be a politician controlled by money, like he claims to have done to other politicians in the past? If Bank of America asks Trump to not pardon January 6 protesters, will he break his promise? If Intuit asks Trump to leave the tax code alone and drop that free tax filing app idea from Doge, will he do it? If the Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America ask Trump to ignore RFK Jr. and his quest to re-examine vaccines, will Trump do it? If Trump used this rigged system to his advantage as a businessman, what makes these big business donors any different? How many of them are looking at the incoming Trump administration and thinking,
because that was my job. I got to give to them. Because when I want something, I get it.
Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Now that you know where we've been, find out where we're going. Tune in to Ladies Love Politics, where you can stay informed without going insane.